Everyone's recording, right?
Oh, I'm recording.
Okay. Sucks that we don't have the backup again this week.
You never get that to work.
Oh, well, actually, it worked quite well. It was one episode we actually used as the whole entire thing. I don't know. It's kind of tragic, though. Tragic that Shane's not here to join us right now.
Oh, I played that too.
You did? Were we changing the document as well?
I'm adding one more thing.
Okay.
Blueberries.
Okay. Uh-huh.
There.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ready?
Yep.
We're recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait, who is that?
It's a secret.
It's a double ganger.
Say what? Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 12. I am currently sitting here with my illustrious co-host, whose name is Josh.
Hey. I'm tired.
You're tired?
Yeah.
I stayed up until like 2 and I didn't get any sleep.
That sounds good.
Yep. Also joining us today is a special guest, Robert, also known as Rob.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Robert. Wait.
Now,
That's fair. That was the response I was looking for.
Finally. Someone just oozes nonstop references all the time.
now, Robert, you're a guest on the show. Now, most of our listeners are probably haven't known you and stuff like that. Robert actually went to school with me and stuff like that, as well as Josh.
Yep.
So we have devised a few questions, and Josh should get into the untitled document if he can.
I thought I was in there.
All right.
Oh, wait, hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Jump around. Going into stuff. Untitled. Here it is.
Okay. So we're gonna double take you, and the first question, Rob, if you had to choose between AMD and NVIDIA, what would your choice be?
Is that even a question? Like, definitely NVIDIA.
Okay.
No, you have to answer like a pirate. So
Oh, sorry. I be like an NVIDIA.
Okay. Any reason why or anything like that?
Because I had AMD in a couple machines before, just because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was probably the cheapest option. And they were always running so hot. I don't think it was healthy. But my NVIDIAs have always been good. They run cool, they do a good job, so I'm kind of biased.
My AMDs never did that. My NVIDIA exploded and bursted into flames. So we had the exact opposite experience.
I'm just going to say user error.
It's StarCraft 2 beta. Had a history of actually doing that.
I never really had any huge hardware failures. I just always upgraded before that, every time. So yeah.
This was my dad's
I've been
computer.
lucky too. I haven't had any big ones.
This was my dad's computer. Your second question, Josh, would you like to answer this one?
Sure. The Xbox One versus PS4. The great debate of what's better, Xbox One versus PS4 /PC.
Well, PC automatically wins.
Okay.
I do have like 250 games for PC, but I am a console gamer at heart. Just PC gaming's cheaper. You know, I gotta pick Xbox. I obviously haven't tested them, so I don't know which one's actually better, but Sony just really grinds my gears, so I'm boycotting them.
Okay.
I never really liked Xbox, really. After their fiasco of how the Xbox One's supposed to work. And
It would have been so much
This is
better.
exactly why I hate Sony, is people thinking that it was just a Microsoft thing. Sony and Microsoft both agreed to do the always online, mostly because it was supposed to help make sure they had the resources for cloud computing, so developers could develop with cloud computing in mind. And then Sony backed out after the Microsoft press release so that they would look good and Microsoft would look bad. Horrible. Sony's evil.
Okay.
or clever thinking, but whatever.
Yeah, you know, it was a good business strategy. Like it converted a lot of people, but it still ticks me off.
All right. Rob, this next question is actually very important, and we're going to judge you heavily, depending on your answer.
You don't have the right to judge me.
Well, technically I don't. But I'm going to do it anyway.
I have a certificate over here. It says I have the right to judge everyone. So you are all judged.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite Nintendo franchise, Rob?
Oh, like a franchise as a whole?
Yeah, like what's your favorite Nintendo game?
Well, if we're just gonna go based on like a singular title, I'm gonna go back in time to the Nintendo 64 and Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, actually, or Perfect Dark. But I have an Xbox version of that now, so I'm gonna cop out and then just go with Majora's Mask.
I've never played a Majora's Mask. I've never actually liked the 3D Zelda game.
What?
I'm a heretic.
Oh, but it's so good.
Actually, to be fair, I always try to play Majora's Mask over, what was it, at the McDonald's in Leduc. They had that stupid, Nintendo
I remember those.
yeah, the stupid like little mini arcade of like, here's this 64 games and all this junk you can play. And they had Majora's Mask there, but it didn't make any sense because it resets every 15 minutes. So you get to like, I don't know, as far as you could and then reset, far as you could and reset. So,
especially in that game, that wouldn't work at all because like your first 3-day time cycle, since it runs on cycles where every 3 days the world ends and you have to turn back time, like you can't really do much in that first 3-day cycle. You're basically buying your freedom. Figuring out how to get free.
So like for like me just being a young kid just playing the game and going, oh weird, it has this like timed time thing going on and like weird shit's happening, and now I'm like a freaking weird plant tree piece of crap. I can't quite do anything.
Yeah.
And then the resets and you go, oh, whatever. I'm going to go back to playing F-Zero GX.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Josh, we have one final question to ask Rob.
From one franchise to another franchise, what's your favorite game franchise? So this is for like probably all of gaming, I guess.
Everything.
That is so hard. I've played way too many games in my lifetime to pick one, but I'm just gonna go for it and go with the Elder Scrolls series, but mostly just because of the third one. I really like Morrowind, but there's just way too many. Like I like Half-Life. Love Half-Life.
I thought he was going to say Dota.
I thought he was going to say.
I put a lot of hours into Dota, but it's definitely not my favorite. Destiny? No way. I mean, it's fun, I guess, to hang out with friends and play, but
yeah,
there's no way I would put that as my favorite game or franchise since it hasn't been around long enough.
It's 10-year cycle, Ross. 10-year cycle. It's going to be all the franchise.
It's going to come out on PC and then the world's going to end.
It's going to come out. It's going to come out on PC and finally have content.
Yes.
Yeah, if they keep it the way it is, I don't think I'd stick with it. I'd finally give up.
No, once it comes out on PC, people will mod content.
That's true. That's true.
They would just have a workshop. It would be better, Rob, in every way.
Okay, you got me half convinced. If it comes out for PC and people start modding the crap out of it, I'll accept it.
Would you rather be stuck drinking Red Bulls or not? Or being able to go in and download a sweet gun from the internet and be able to play it, and then you can actually have that gun story that they were talking about? Or would you rather be drinking Red Bulls for all eternity?
Well, I don't really like Red Bull.
That makes two of us.
So I'm not buying it anyway. Like they don't have that good of a hook in me.
Okay, so on to the actual show.
Too bad you didn't say SSX is your favorite franchise. It's the world's greatest snowboarding game. Everyone should play it.
We can all agree on that. Agree? Agree?
The only snowboarding game I ever played was 1080.
That's not bad. Although the button combos you have to pull off is weird as all hell.
Yeah, I played the one for. I played a couple of them, but my favorite was the one for N64 because there really wasn't a lot. It wasn't complicated, but there was a lot of good secrets locked away.
Oh
Different
yeah, I do
characters and
remember
stuff
that.
you could get.
Yeah,
Like Ding Ding, which is so random.
Oh,
It's like you're
God.
racing all these racers, and then the final race, if you meet a bunch of certain conditions, is this guy whose name is Ding Ding.
That's great.
Yep.
So going on from Ding Ding to Rat-a-tat-tat, I played a game with a friend. His name was Sam. We left him on Mars. He's technically the Martian now.
Sam the Martian.
The name is Payday 2. A lot of things go ding ding.
Yeah, we played some Payday, or it's okay. It's actually kind of like a double title for this because it's Payday 2, and then the underscored title for it is you literally have to pay for everything.
The game has so much DLC.
So much to the point of like, where's my content that I paid for this game in the first place?
But my favorite part about that game is somehow I got the best character in the game. Just by default.
Yeah.
So as we're playing this game, like Shane's like playing as the girl, and Josh and Sam are playing as the guys. And I boot in the game, and the first thing that pops up on the screen is John Wick, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, John Wick!"
I mean,
So-
yeah, John Wick is pretty sweet.
And so the mask animation for John Wick is he pulls out his glasses, flips them out, and puts them on his head and goes, "I'm ready." It's like, oh, that's John Wick.
Yep. Although the other than having neat characters and such, the only drawback to the entirety of that game is just that everything requires unlocking. Like to the point of like, hey, I want to go take a dump. Oh, you need to spend about 50 G's in money and 2 experience points just so you can take a dump. Like, yeah, there's so much unlocking to the point of like, holy crap, you need to grind your life away just to get the basic bullshit. And another thing is there's a whole load of other cool stuff in the game too. Like there's Hotline Miami DLC, and there's a whole bunch of other heists you can go get and whatever. But the thing is, you can still see it on your menu screen. So he's just teasing the shit out of you of like, hey, here's this thing you could totally get, but you don't have the key to get it. Oh well, guess you can't use it. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty smart, I guess. Although I'm kind of glad that I didn't get into it because I would have bought them on. I'd be even more broke than I am.
Yeah, actually, since there's a sale going on this weekend on that game, and everything's like 70% off. So actually, what me and Sam did was we bought all of the DLC for the guns, and actually, that's one thing that pissed both me and Sam off was you can get sniper rifles in the game, but they're freaking behind a paywall. You can't get a sniper rifle legitly. It's such a piss off.
Like not even one shitty sniper rifle?
Not even like one gun of a sniper rifle. You have to go freaking pay for it. So it was like when me and Sam realized this, we're like, are you fucking kidding? The most like basic of guns you throw in a shooting game and you don't have it here? Like, what the hell?
Actually sounded a lot like Sam there. It's kind of an impressive.
What the hell? You think that in the game? Ah!
No, Sam was a lot more monotone
Yeah.
when we recorded the podcast. He was a lot more like I am gonna shank you.
Does he ever do podcasts with you guys anymore or no?
It really I don't know. It's a fickle situation with that.
Like I said, we left him on Mars. It was completely Shane's fault, but I might have closed the door early.
No, I think we all had a situation in like of like how
Sam
that
ended up paying the price.
Like you were trying to get off Mars, you were too heavy, so Josh says, "Hey Sam, look over here," and then Shane kicked him out, and Jeff closed the door.
It was more closer to there was a sniper rifle involved, a lot of wind,
and a lot of DLC we had to buy,
and a lot of DLC, and at some point we had to.
Yeah, although for Payday 2, there's a lot of positives to the game, but yeah, there's just a lot of like weird negatives about it that make you go, you're in this weird middle ground of, I like this game, but man, this bullshit. Oh, this game's really good. Oh, fuck this bullshit. Oh, well, I love this game. God damn this bullshit. So you're just very middle of the fence of Payday 2.
Yeah. I found the HUD very distracting. I didn't think the HUD was actually quite any good at all.
Oh yeah. In fact, me and Sam figured out that you get perks and also there's skill trees. And there's two different tabs. And we realized this because there was another separate button on the top of the screen. We're like, that's a button? How is this a button? Why is this a button? Like, makes no sense.
The thing with me is that it has like that weird thing where in Left 4 Dead, it shows you all of the details that you need to know. So it's just like, oh, here's the health of your teammates. Here's the health of you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's so goddamn clustered.
Yeah.
That it's literally pointless. And then they do this abstract thing where in order to like get information, you actually have to look at something. So like there was one moment where I was looking at like a cash door and it was like, oh, push E in order to look up. I'm like, why didn't you highlight something or something like that? Or there's this drill that you sometimes use to bust into safes. And you have to look at the drill physically while you're getting shot at.
You could look around actually. There's a 180 degree like look around as you're doing that, but yeah, as you're holding that button, you're getting your ass pelted.
Yeah, you're getting shot at.
So it's like, oh, should I let go of the button or continue? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So so I declare Payday 2 10 out of 10.
Here, let me complain about Payday 2 and then it's 10 out of 10.
No, see that's the thing though. With my rating scale, it only goes from 10 to 10. So, so I have to give this a very low 10 out of 10.
Okay.
The low end of 10 out of 10. Gotcha.
Yep.
On to more dire news. Beast 1. It's dead. She's officially dead.
Oh, your lovely, lovely PC.
So yep. I priced out the price of Beast 2. In my sadness and sorrow, she's going to cost me around $36,000.
36,000, eh?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive that tax is probably going to raise her over 4,000.
36,000. You could buy like a relatively nice vehicle for that. Are you building like a new supercomputer?
Well, it's going to be 3,600, Rob. But let's just say 36,000 because I want a supercomputer.
No,
okay,
you want a computer that can calculate the weather and also figure out cell calculations just on its whim. And you're like, I'm gonna pay binding of Isaac on this. Okay, let's do it.
I want to be able to run Crisis at 1,000 frames per second. That's what I want.
I don't even think that's possible, because I was actually looking at this last night, oddly enough, and I was looking at computers that cost around $10,000 to $30,000 and the components that went in them, and they actually don't play games very well.
Huh.
Yeah, that's the thing. And
like
the more
a
higher
$5,000 PC would run a game better than a $30,000 PC, just because the components aren't meant for it. They're meant to run like CAD programs and calculations and stuff.
Okay, so let's just say 3,600 then. Does that sound about right? 3,600. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we're talking about a 980 Ti because Fury X's are expensive, and
you 980 Ti's are the same price.
No, Fury X's are like the same price.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally get a Fury X, but you could get
water cooled.
2 graphics. Yeah, that's true. But you can basically water cool whatever you want if you plan it out right.
For our demo boxes, we're going to use Fury X's because they're water cooled, and then I don't have to do extra work.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. It's a very expensive computer. But moving on to games that you would play on this computer, we played Town of Salem, Josh.
Yeah,
I murdered everyone.
A beast of a computer and play Town of Salem.
A really good Flash game.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's not get this in. Let's not confuse this. I murdered everyone. Me. I was the person with the sniper rifle. I shot somebody. The investigator came to take me away, and I told him, well, he was right. And I still won.
So,
wait, which role did you get?
A serial killer.
Okay. So, to put this game in perspective, this is just like the board game Wolf, or the card, or the card game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, everyone's given cards to play a role. It'd be certain roles would be like, I'm the jester and I have to get lynched, so I can kill someone else, or be the sheriff and trying to figure out who is the serial killer so you can get rid of him. And this one's a more advanced version of Werewolf, where you have mobsters to try to get rid of as well. Mm-hmm. So if someone's the mobster, what was the special ability for mobsters? Is it just kind of the same thing as serial killer?
Well, it depends which one. Like the Godfather, I think, can't be killed at night, and he can go kill people, or he can tell his mafia members to go kill people for him.
And the Framer can actually confuse investigators and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it gets pretty intricate, especially if you go into the game modes that have all the rules unlocked.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing: we played 3 games with me in it.
Yeah,
I got the serial killer 3 times in a row.
Wow!
Without a scroll, I used a scroll for 1, and literally the whole entire time as we're playing this game, I would just write in my will. I would say, "Hello, Josh, Shane, Riley, and Jeff. It's me, Sam." Or I would just say, "Oh, I'm the serial killer, so I'm just going to scare the fuck out of you guys." And they would actively, the town would actively sit there and say, like, "Look, this guy's the serial killer. He has to die." And I would just write in my will, "You are totally wrong. It's this person." And then the town would be like, "Oh, he's outing himself. He's outing himself."
I found the best strategy in that game is just tell the truth, because no one ever believes you. So if you just tell the truth, they'll think you're the jester or something else.
It worked perfectly. I won 2 games.
Oh, as a serial killer? That's impressive.
Yep.
I found out of all the roles, that was the hardest for me to win as.
Yeah. Josh is a terrible jailer. It helps.
legitly, I played the game, like, first time playing this game, I was serial killer. I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to, kill people off one at a time. So I think it was second night or first night or something, I somehow died. Like, someone chose luckily, and I died. I'm like, oh, this is a great game. Great game. Fantastic game. I give it a 10 out of 10. Great game.
I was Mafia that night, that time, so I was just like laughing.
So I was like, so I was ghost the entire time. I was like, well, I'm going to go on Reddit until this game's over.
And then the next one was I was serial killer, and Josh was named John Cena. So I killed John Cena unwittingly. And I'm just like, oh, I killed John Cena. And then Josh was like, God damn it. I'm like, oh, Josh died. And he's like, a serial killer got me. And I was just like, well, that's rather unfortunate. Riley, did you do it? And Riley's just like, what? No. I ended up losing that game because the Mafia was all alive by the end of it. I did 99.9% of all work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing in that game I find is if you're like a Mafia member and your Godfather's AFK and you can't do anything. You're just like, where are you? Come back.
Then you just lynch your Godfather.
Yeah, we've done that before. We're like, okay, we're just going to get him voted off the island.
All right.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So I'm going to give this game a 10 out of 10. And my scale is very much the same as Josh's. It's a really fun game. My major complaint is the UI sucks.
Yeah, UI's not the greatest. But for what it is, I just give it like a real 10 out of 10. On my regular scale of 0 to 10.
Oh, boo.
Boo.
Hey, I always like to be different. And you guys are both using this weird scale, so I'm going to use the normal one.
Okay.
Well, okay then.
Yeah. You do that, Rob.
Just normal scale, whatever.
Such a hipster.
Basically.
Yeah, you why do we even have this guy, Josh?
Oh, the one thing that drove me up the wall with Town of Salem was whenever I was given a position of jailer, I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing because the UI is so shit that I had no idea I had buttons to hit. So it was where's my buttons? Where are my fucking buttons? Oh, I'm dead. Thanks, game.
Especially since like every role has the buttons in a different place, but they don't like highlight it for you. It's like, wait, what? I just played 3 roles where I have to click a little brown button beside their name. Now I have to click a special button up top by my journal? What is this?
So my favorite one was Josh. One time somebody like knew it was me. And they're like, oh, it's Jeff. We have to jail him. So they jailed me, and then they didn't execute me. So I killed him. Or no, it was where I got role blocked and I killed somebody and I was intending for somebody else. So I just wrote the next night, you got lucky. And they're like, it was dead set in the will. It was like, person X is serial killer. If I die, lynch whoever I get. And I was like, wait, no, I'm not serial killer. I'm jailer or something like that. And I still won.
Wow, you must be playing like against pretty bad people.
I'm pretty sure that the game matched me with bad people. Yeah.
Speaking of being a hipster, I'm actually getting into mobile gaming on my phone.
What?
Oh, me too.
I've actually found some good mobile games, which is kind of exciting.
They exist?
Yeah, not like Flappy Bird's a good mobile game, or not Flappy Bird, sorry. Angry Birds is like a good mobile game. I actually found a couple games that are just good, not because they're on mobile.
Yeah,
Wayward
exactly.
Souls and Breach TD.
I have like a list of them on my phone right now I'm looking at, and there's a lot of them. Badlands, Super Hexagon, Color Sheep, Pac-Man 256, Line. Smugglers is not bad.
Okay, so let's talk about the first game first.
Yes.
Well, Wayward Souls, like, it's not like your regular mobile game. It looks like it'd be more of an arcade game on Xbox Live or something. Mm-hmm. And the whole point of the game is to go through these different dungeons as different heroes and gather treasure and unlock upgrades and stuff. but it's a roguelike, so you get almost at the end of the dungeon, you die and you got to restart. But each hero actually controls totally differently. You have like a rogue that runs around and can kind of slide through enemies and under magic and stuff, and then you can stab him in the back. And you've got all these different characters you unlock. I've actually really been enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And they actually have like 2D pixel physics. I don't know how they did it, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds super cool.
Yeah, like I said, it's like a game that I would just play like on a console, as opposed to all the mobile games I have, which I play because they're on my phone and they're good for what they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stuff just for like, I have exactly a minute and a half. Let's bullshit this minute and a half I have sitting on the bus or something.
Yeah, exactly. I actually just sometimes play this. I'm sitting in front of my laptop and I'm like, nah, I don't want to play Talos Principle or whatever right now. So I pull out Wayward Souls on my phone. Yeah.
That's kind of the same same situation with the game I'm currently playing. It's Pac-Man 256. It's playing Pac-Man, but it's an endless runner, so therefore you're constantly going upward on the screen, and the map's constantly generating. And you have to have power-ups you can get that makes the Pac-Man shoot a laser that's continuous. And you can destroy all these ghosts that are trying to get you. Or you can get the bomb power-up. So if you touch any ghost, that all the other ghosts around you with that bomb explosion go away. But the thing is, because you're continuously running, the objective is to not get touched by the ghosts or the continuous corruption that's happening behind you. And that's from the level 256 of Pac-Man. So you see this constant corruption of like these jumbled words and pixels and stuff coming up towards you, and you're like, oh, I need to keep going. No more pellets. Keep going.
Okay, so I'm just going to download this game right now. This is quality content. Pac-Man 256.
It's very, very good. In fact, to the point that the game actually has a like a very stereotypical mobile purchase coins for a boost for a minute or whatever. It does have those type of things, but it's so unnoticeable to the point of, I couldn't find the actual marketplace to buy those things. I had to like unlock the feature to get that, and then when I realized it, I'm like, this game's really good. It's like it doesn't shove it into your face, which is great.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to download it and give it a shot. If you want to try Wayward Souls, you actually have to dish out cash. Unfortunately, they don't have a free version. It's like $5 American, but I figured it was worth it.
See if I actually have it on my humble bundle list.
Okay.
The way they did the controls is pretty good too, which I like, because I don't use like that. You know when people try to do that virtual joystick?
Oh yeah,
that always sucks and doesn't work. They did something kind of like that, except you can't see it. There's options to like turn it on if you really want it, but the joystick is always reconfigured to your thumb, so no matter what you're doing, the joystick always works perfectly.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Did we talk about Breach?
Not really. It's like you can't really get it publicly now anyway, but it's a pretty good. You ever play Squadron TD, that custom game type for StarCraft 2?
Nope.
Really? It's like the most popular custom game type on there.
I only play StarCraft for the story.
Fair enough. I only play it for the custom games.
I only play it for the porn. Wait,
what? There's porn in StarCraft 2?
You look hard enough.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole secret level.
Yeah, a whole secret level.
Hold on, I gotta look this up right now. Porn. StarCraft.
But make sure you go to Google image search when you do that, because it's you can get great results.
I mean, you're not gonna have time to unlock it right now, so.
10 out of 10.
I must have saved search on. Oh no, I didn't. Oh Jesus Christ!
I can just imagine the Kerrigan Rayner fan art.
I'm sure that exists on Rule 34.
It all exists. It all exists.
Just like how you can probably find Kill la Kill fan art.
Oh, it's
that would be pretty easy to do. Like the whole, the whole thing is basically fan art as it is.
I still think that it would be great if they were bad guys in the shooter, and the main character would just make fun of them constantly about the clothing that they wore. I just think that would be hilarious.
That could get dry though, like super, like, hey, funny for an episode or two.
Well, no, you do it for like a level, like one part of a level at like the final boss, and you're like, by the way, you look like somebody like literally took your armor and like shredded it up and down.
No. See, the best insult I've heard was from a movie. How did it go? Something like cosplaying rejects from a porno. There we go. The best line ever. You should just throw that out and be like, oh, I'm so insulted.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm playing this Pac-Man game right now.
And
I haven't died yet.
Remember, go up.
I'm going down.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. I think I might be trapped. No, I'm not.
Qualities podcast.
This is the best podcast ever.
Yeah. So far, this is 10 out of 10, I think.
Yep. Oh, I got to the purple level. I'm at like, when you chased by something.
well, of course you're being chased by something. It's Pac-Man.
Well, you're always being chased.
I just ate something.
You're always eating something. It's Pac-Man.
Okay, this game's actually fantastic.
Told you.
I have it downloaded. I just didn't want to be rude and start playing it.
Apparently, Jeff thinks it's fine. So
it's perfectly fine, Rob. Okay, on to the podcast. Back to the podcast. We have two other topics that we're going to talk about. One of them being Master Chief Collection, Super Puzzle Platformer, Deluxe, and Roundabout.
Yep.
Rob, would you like to pick one topic?
The second one.
Super Puzzle
Platformer Deluxe. So I played this one. I actually was recommended way back in the day from, was it Giant Bomb, and Patrick Klepek was playing it, I think?
I think so.
Yeah. So they recommended it, and I was like, "Oh, this game looks really cool." And I saw from their they're playing it for 30 minutes, and they're like, "This is what you can do in the game," and whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I'll get it." And I haven't really played it until recently. So basically, it's Tetris, but you're playing as a platformer guy within the Tetris world. So basically, blocks are constantly falling down from the top, and you're playing as a platformer guy, but you're trying not to get crushed from the blocks coming from top down. But at the same time, you're given a gun or some sort of special projectile that can get rid of these blocks. And if the colors match up with the same color blocks, you can get rid of a huge chain of them, and they will disappear. And you can I can maneuver around a bit more and not try to die from the blocks coming from the top constantly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a nice, neat aspect of it. But because it's a Tetris, esque game, you can't let the blocks hit the top of the roof, or else you die. And you can't let the blocks hit you on top, or else you die. Or once you get to lower levels of, you can actually level up in the game if you get bigger chains of blocks you can remove. So you can go from level 1 to I think level 4, and you can just clear out blocks instantly. So you'd be like, shoot once, get rid of it. So the game does get progressively harder like a regular Tetris, but it starts shooting out kind of like these bullshit gray squares where it kind of tries to bring out these buzzsaws, bring out like these spikes that can shoot out once in a while, and sometimes they'll fuck you up. Also, there's buzzsaws. There's another bullshitty gray item that it's a rotating wheel, and apparently if more gray blocks touch a rotating wheel, it keeps rotating around those gray blocks. So think of it as a what was it? The buzzsaws from Super Mario World, how they're on a track and they're constantly going around.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're all touching, they're going this one long length, and you could get screwed over quite easily if you're not watching yourself.
Okay.
So basically, this game is weird conglomeration of a platformer, and they're like, well, let's put in Tetris and see how far that goes. And it's a great little game to play. I like it. It is quite hard though, and trying to unlock new characters and stuff is a bit challenging. Because there's a new character unlocked that it's a ninja, and he has like triple jumps and shit, but he's super floaty. So you're like, I'm gonna go over here. Oh no, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of a good challenge. Like,
oh yeah.
Before my brother moved out, me and him decided we were going to try to play Dark Souls 1 with one controller between the two of us.
Oh.
So we were each controlling half this character. Like, I'm okay with a good challenge. It's fine.
Yeah, I love two players, one controller.
Sounds like a nerdy porno, but I don't know where we're going with that or how we're going to market it.
Nerdy porno. 2 players, 1 controller. Brought to you by the people who made 2 girls, 1 cup.
That was the drastic change.
I guess if you're playing like an N64 game, you could say 2 guys, 1 stick. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna read into that, but
that's so funny. You can read whatever you want into it. Oh, what's the next one? Hey, let's talk about Halo.
Halo, the Master Chief Collection. Well, I played it recently. I actually kind of You know the disappointing fact about the Halo Master Chief Collection, guys?
Is multiplayer still broken?
The fact that it's not all the Halos.
It's more Master Chief?
It's only Master Chief. So they charge you money for the right to play the best Halo game.
Which one's that one?
ODST. We're one of the best Halo games, not the best. 2 is the best.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure 2 is the best.
I like 1 myself. I'm a big fan of 1. I'm a big fan of ODST, and don't tell anybody, but I really like 4 as well.
Wait, what?
It's a secret. It's a dirty secret. Don't tell anybody.
4 is the worst one.
I like the Halo where you're fighting other opponents and you had a projectile where it's hard to do, but you grab the guy and use your plasma ball on the guy and he fall through the walls and hit a neon lights and stuff, and you're fighting out some other Asian character. Wait, that's Dead or Alive. Never mind.
I'm talking about the reason why 2 is the best is because it expanded on the features of Halo 1. Balanced it and made it better and stuff like that, but it added so much more in terms of online play, competitiveness. Like, that game is the gold standard.
Okay, that's fair, because I never played 1 or 2 online because I was a poor rural kid with internet that took half an hour to download a song. So
everyone was.
I wasn't.
I never got to play either of them online, but all I got to do was the campaigns, and I like the story better in 1. And I found the enemies to be, I don't know, kind of, they tried too many new things in 2 and it unbalanced it, maybe. I don't know. I just felt really overpowered with two plasma rifles.
2 plasma, yeah, plasma rifles were great. The dual wielding kneelers were actually the most overpowered thing ever.
Oh god, yes.
Let's not aim at all.
Yeah, just run around blowing things up.
I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. I want it now. Like that was the game with 2 kneelers. Is you would just like, oh, there's an enemy on my screen. Left trigger, done.
Yep.
Oh, there's an enemy on my screen, and no, I can see a far distant enemy on my screen, and I have the Magnum. Pew pew. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. That was Halo 1. I gotta say though, I kind of like the idea that it's all every single game is there. I like that idea. I think that idea works. But this is a game that should never have existed in the sense of the word.
Well,
backwards compatibility should have allowed it to exist. I think Halo 2 Anniversary is the one thing that I appreciate.
yeah, like I feel like they tried to do something good, but they just royally screwed the pooch because someone made them release it before it was finished.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
But I like when they were releasing the anniversary editions. I thought they were pretty cool.
Yep, the anniversary editions are actually pretty good. Okay, so now we have one last topic to talk about. And we've been recording for like close to an hour, actually.
Whatever. Continue the recording.
45 minutes by my count.
Yep, 45 minutes. So we got 15 minutes. Josh,
What?
tell us about Roundabout.
Oh, okay. I've maybe the best for last for this podcast. This game is very weirdly neat. So basically, Roundabout, it's based on the idea of you're playing a limousine driver, where the limousine driver can't drive in a straight line. So, but this limousine driver constantly rotates. So you're standing still on a parking spot, but this limousine driver is slowly rotating on spot. And the entire idea about this game is that you're this limousine driver going from place to place, doing these objectives and trying not to explode your car as you're like slowly rotating, getting around these obstacles. And the FMVs they put in the game are they're very, very 90s-esque. Of like, you got these really low rent actors, and they told them, "Hey, try to act out this role," and they're not bad. They're okay, and they're pretty hilarious. And another thing about the game is the limousine driver is a mute. So every character in the game is like, oh, hey, I need to go to this one spot, and yada yada. And the limousine driver just turns around, looks back, and just give a blank stare. And then the guy goes, "Thank you for being so much help. Thank you so much." Just like gave him a big spiel, but she didn't say anything. So kind of poking fun at the very mute at protagonist. And this, if you, I was gonna say, just look up videos about Roundabout, and you could probably get the idea of like how weird this game is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and also you run over people for no reason. The game's like, no, we're cool about it.
Yeah, all these giant red splashes of blood everywhere.
Yep.
Oh god, and those actors.
Yep. Yep. Those actors.
Yeah.
It's a very good puzzle. I would say it's a good puzzle game. As you're trying to like traverse around the area and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to see funny FMVs and decent puzzle challenge, this is Roundabout your go for it.
Mm-hmm. That game seems like it's a very interesting game, considering that it's all using FMV, right?
Oh yeah, like the gameplay part of it is like you're in 3D environment, and you're going about trying to not explode your car. But then when the cutscenes happen, it's all like real people talking and stuff like that, and jumping in and out of this limousine. So it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a really old school way to set it up.
Oh yeah. In fact, it's so old school to the point of like you can kind of hear the stadium, or like, well, not the stadium, but the studio they're recording in, because like you can tell they cut the car in half or something just so you can get the right point of views and stuff. So you can if you listen ever so slightly, you can hear slight echoes and stuff. You're like, ah, that's kind of bad. But like, I guess they're going for that.
Yeah, going for that cheesy feel instead of trying to make it really tight.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, yeah, I think it gets to a point in the game that you had to, what was it? You had to pick up a skeleton or some garbage, and you had to, then later on, you had to pick up a priest, and the priest is like, oh, I'm supposed to be here at this marriage, or at this wedding. And then the priest was like, screw it, I'm not a very good priest anyway, so I'm not going to go there. So you end up going out of town, so you can go to the next part of the city. The priest is like, hey, drop me off at this bar, thanks. Oh, you're a fantastic limousine driver. Hope I'm a better priest next time. It's like,
and
what?
then you've literally run over like 50 people, so like you better get ready to do a lot of last rites.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them are just going to Niki Lauda him and go, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, and that's roundabout. The weirdest, funkiest game ever. So I give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? On the scale of 10 out of to 10, how would you rate it? High 10 or low 10?
I give it a high 10.
A high 10?
High 10.
We're talking about like a 10.
Wow.
We're talking about like a 10.10 on the scale of 10s, right?
Yes, a 10.10
Okay.
out of 10.
Okay. Well, that's been the podcast this week. I would like to thank Josh. Josh, if people want to talk to you or find you on the internet, is there any way that we can do any of that?
Well, you want to talk to me, I always have a Twitter, and that's banana F4P.
Okay. And you can find me at Rocky Eagle on Twitter. You can also follow our blog that will probably not be up again until stuff. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and please leave us a review. Those are very much appreciated. And on to our guest, Rob.
As a super secret guest, I don't have any good places to find me.
Okay.
Well, he's like that super awesome secret you just like randomly chance upon that one time.
Okay.
Yeah, just the one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to have you on again when we're done doing something.
So I guess if you want to hear more of me, you just got to watch this podcast every time it comes out, and eventually you'll see me again.
There will be probably something.
You have to fill out that long list of things you have to do before you get to this level.
Pretty much.
Collect 10 coins, run around for 10 minutes, then jump in this one square for 10 times, and then you can unlock them.
All right.
Yeah, a super secret unlockable Easter egg.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Quick, we need to make this podcast longer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's been the Black Mind Podcast, episode 10, 12.
13, 10, 50.
It was episode 12. My name is Josh.
My name is Rob.
And I'm Jeff.
And you can find us next week on the Black Mind Podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
10 out of 10.